introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I think we should.
Right, I'm Jack.
I'm Emily.
This is Maxen.
Can you say Maxen?
With a mouthful first.
And this is Xander. Maxen's 2 and Xander's 10, 11 weeks this week.
I know.
It's going to be a very chaotic video. But yeah, just explaining kind of what our holiday plans are this year. And just like basically what you can expect from the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially. We've decided we're going to vlog our Florida trip this year.
Like we've thought about doing it before, haven't we? But
Yeah.
we just never really adds the courage, the Midwest.
No.
Oh no.
We thought we're just gonna. We really want the videos for our own memories,
Yeah.
don't we?
So we can look back.
Like
in
we
the
can look
future
back,
then.
and obviously so can the boys look back.
Because they might not necessarily remember it, but it'd be nice for them to look back at what it was like when they first went. Like,
Yeah.
how different
so
is it now from what it
special.
was when you first went?
Yeah. Yeah. When I first went to Florida, I was 8, I think 7, 8.
I was, 28?
Yeah. So like I would have loved to have had something like this to look
Yeah.
back on. Like,
Look.
when I was 8, I would have loved my parents to. Yeah, we thought we would just kind of talk about the plans for
What
the
the
trip.
plans are, yeah. So we're trying to do it on a budget this time, are we?
Yeah, so essentially this trip is a really like last minute decision.
Yeah, it was like we weren't sure whether we were going to do it until a couple of weeks
Literally
ago.
a couple of weeks ago,
We've
yeah.
toyed with it since last October, but we decided to bite the bullet and go for it now. haven't we?
Yeah, so like we said, we went October just gone. I was 23 weeks pregnant with Xander, and Maxen was 18 months at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Maxen was 18 months at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That age, if you're kind of on the cusp of taking a toddler
Do it.
to Disney,
Especially at 18 months.
it was so good. He was at such a nice age. He was kind of at an age where, I know it obviously depends on the child, but he really wasn't scared of the characters
No,
at
he
all,
was interacting really well with them, to be fair. We'll add a clip in here now. You can see what he's like.
It was just
It was
incredible,
beautiful to see
wasn't
what
it?
everybody
It was
was,
so like amazing. Probably my favourite holiday we've ever done. So yeah, obviously when we go back now in this September, October, we're going end of September into October. Maxen will still be 2, and Xander will be 7
months, yeah?
Yeah,
Give or take.
7.5 months. So it is going to be a completely different experience for us. Logistically as well, obviously taking a 7-month-old, Xander is formula fed, so it will mean logistically there'll be quite a lot to think about.
Yeah, we'll have to think of all the powder and bottles.
But yeah, so we'll probably do like videos around that, like pack with me, what we packed for Xander at his age, what we packed for Maxen, and then obviously
Yeah, we'll go from there.
ourselves.
Should we tell them a little bit more about the actual
The trip.
itself? What we're
Yeah,
doing?
we're flying with British Airways.
Yeah.
And we are flying from Gatwick, which I think is quite standard for British Airways.
Yeah, I don't think we've done it.
Long haul anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, we haven't booked it yet, but we think we're going to stay in the Block Hotel again, because the last time that was unbelievable. It was brilliant though, wasn't it?
Yeah, so because we're flying from Gatwick, if you've never heard of the Block Hotel, it's in the actual airport. So we're flying from the South Terminal.
Yeah.
So we're flying from the South Terminal, and it's literally in the airport. So where the check-in desk is, the security is literally right next to the check-in desk of the block. So it means then the morning of the flight, you can, there's no stress.
Yeah, there's the security. You've got a fast pass for security when you book the hotel. You've also, you can, with British, I'm not sure about other airlines, you'll have to check, but with British Airways you can drop the bags off, so it's like, it's completely stress-free.
The night before.
So it's stress-free then, it just makes life so much easier,
Yeah,
especially when you've
especially
got
with kids.
youngsters.
We're going to have a lot of
we're gonna have,
luggage
we're
this
going to have
time
prams,
around.
we're going to have at least 3 bags.
We're still torn on how many suitcases and things like that to take, obviously, because we have to actually get them to Gatwick as well.
So we're limited on what we can take.
We're about 3.5, 4
hours
hours away. So that's why we go the night before, because we do live so far away from Gatwick.
I think anything over an hour, I'd probably consider.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Cardiff and Bristol are probably the two only
closest
ones I
airports
wouldn't.
to
Yeah.
us. I guess Bristol's only like an hour and a bit.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Pardon you, mister.
Pardon you. Say pardon you.
So yeah, like so British Airways we're flying with, stay in the Block Hotel.
And then we're going for 14 nights.
Yeah. Staying at the, is it Delta by
Delta
Marriott?
by Marriott, yeah.
In Celebration.
Yeah.
We've never stayed there before.
We've never actually stayed in a hotel. I've stayed in a hotel on, I think, the first couple of trips, but obviously I can't really remember that because I was so young.
Mm-hmm.
We've never stayed in a hotel together in Florida.
So we've done a villa the first time we went together, and we've done, it was an apartment, kind of like condo, kind of. Bahama Bay we stayed in the second time, like if anyone's been there, it's nice, kind of Floridian style, a little bit dated, but
the location of it is really good.
yeah, it's just that's probably was the biggest plus for me. Like,
Yeah, the
it
location.
was what?
And the grounds are nice.
Grounds.
So we're trying a hotel. I'm not sure how it's going to go with two babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to see because
Yeah.
obviously with an apartment or a villa, you can put them down when it's bedtime and you can go and relax. With a hotel, you can't really do that
We're
unless
have to
you've got
kind
a
of
suite.
sneak around, aren't we?
It'll have to be very quiet then after 7 o'clock in the night, or
Yeah.
probably later.
Yeah, to be honest, we're not ones to be overly strict on bedtime.
No.
At home, we kind of stick to a routine, don't we?
Yeah.
But if there is something that'll come up, we kind of just try and go with the flow, don't we?
Yeah.
This was a very last minute trip for us. Have we explained why? Do we
So,
want to briefly
Well,
go into that?
quickly like think on it. Yeah. So basically, the last year we went.
Yeah, October just gone was our most recent trip.
When we were out there, Hurricane Milton hit. Like, luckily we weren't actually in Florida at the time because we booked a cruise and we were on the cruise.
Yeah.
But because we had tickets spanning that time and park closed, they extended the tickets for a year. So
from
what
the date of Hurricane Milton.
what tickets we had left, because we were on the cruise for, we're meant to be 4 days, we turned up being 5.
Yeah,
So
we had an extra night.
I'm not complaining.
Flew out on the Thursday. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the parks, and then
on the
we
cruise on Monday when we had.
went on the cruise on the Monday. We were off the cruise on the Saturday.
We didn't go to the parks on that day, did we?
To be honest, I can't really remember how we did it either because we used 7 days.
Yes, we used 7 days in total.
Anyway,
Long
it doesn't
story
matter
short.
how we did it, yeah. We used 7 days of our tickets, which meant we had 7 days left to use within a year of Hurricane Milton. So straight away, as soon as we found that out, we were kind of like,
And in an hour and whether we were going to
yeah,
do it.
we should go. That's what we
Yeah.
were thinking.
Thanks, Em. What does Lightning McQueen do? Yeah, he does.
Make that? Yeah, so basically, long story short, we decided on this very similar dates to last year, ever so slightly earlier, but
So
very
a
similar.
week earlier, essentially.
Yeah, could obviously still hurricane season, so
Yeah.
touch wood, there's no hurricanes this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going very similar time. Obviously it's going to be like Halloween decorated again. Ticket wise, so like we've said, we've got 7 days in the parks. We've got the Disney water parks, which we've kind of got unlimited while we're out there.
Yes. So they give us essentially a year. We could have 365 visits from that.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah, we're not doing Universal this trip. We didn't actually do a last trip either, did we?
we might do Epic Universe.
Yeah, we're not doing the usual, the standard Universal parks. We are hoping to squeeze a day in Epic Universe in if we can. So my parents, our trip actually crosses over with my parents while we're out there.
Yes. We done it with them last year, and we went the whole trip with them.
Yeah, so they've also got the same as us. They've got the 7 days. So they're going out there ever so slightly later than us. So they fly out on the Sunday and we fly home on the Thursday. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, full days with my parents. So one of those days, they're going to look after the boys for us, and
We're going to have a
Jack
day
gonna-
doing something.
yeah, go on the big rides together. Be able, rather than
Yeah.
parent swap, we'll be able to go on
when
together.
that's in Disney World or Epic Universe yet to
we're torn
Yeah.
basically on what to do with that. Epic Universe looks incredible. We really want to go, don't we?
But I can also imagine it being super
It's
duper
going to be
busy.
really
like, yeah.
busy, which is
So,
kind of putting us off.
Yeah.
Which is why we would never take these two to.
I think
Yeah, that could be a potential. Obviously, even with Epic Universe and the water parks, we're still going to have like probably 4 or 5 days.
So we're probably going to rent a car when we're out there too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, we're thinking of. We've never been without renting a car, and initially because we were trying to make this trip as budget friendly as possible, we were thinking, do we go without the car? But now we're thinking,
It's
we kind of want the car.
Maybe do
Definitely
like a
do
vlog where we
shopping
do
day.
like, yeah, and then maybe even when we go to Target and stuff.
Yeah,
Cause
Target.
I think
Hobby Lobby
their
is,
shops are just so much better, aren't they?
yeah, honestly, Hobby Lobby for like seasonal decor is, if I could have brought it home, our whole house would have been decorated. Yeah, that's kind of our plans essentially.
Yeah, there'll be plenty more videos to come, but we could probably do one where we're packing
Yeah, we'll definitely
Probably-
do a pack with me.
maybe
We'll definitely do.
and in detail, like of what we spent and
Yeah, because that's another thing is we're happy to go into like the budget and like what we've spent on this trip and what we're like planning on spending money and
Yeah.
things along those lines. So yeah, so if you did want a video more in depth of like our budget, how much we're spending on the trip, because I do think that's another like misconception when it comes to Florida is
how expensive. This is a common misconception that it isn't really expensive to do Florida. It can be.
it can, yeah, I mean you can spend a lot on going to
It all
Florida.
depends. Yeah, if you stay in like the higher ones, like the Yacht Club,
Like Contemporary, Grand Floridian, like all of those kind of hotels.
they will be a lot more
It'll
expensive.
add up,
It will be thousands more.
Yeah,
like-
thousands more.
But if you're happy to stay in like the lower tier on resort or off site, which is even cheaper,
Yeah.
then it can be fairly
Yeah.
reasonable.
The reason we're trying to make this trip relatively as cheap as you can make Florida is we're hoping to go next year, October into November, so we see Halloween and Christmas. And for that trip, we're hoping to stay on property.
Yeah,
So in order for us to be able to go to do that, we need to make this trip as
as
cheap as
reasonable as
possible.
possible. Yeah, we'll link in our socials, Instagram, and the others. So
Yeah.
if you want to message us directly, then
Yeah, that's true.
use it that way.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy our content and you want to watch more, just
Yeah,
subscribe if you want to.
Yeah, if you
Give us a
want,
like,
that's fine.
comment. We'll appreciate it all.
Yeah,
So.
we will.
But yeah,
The majority of the content will probably be around Disney, realistically.
yeah. We will probably have the old family vlog too.
Yeah, there'll be like family days out as well. But yeah, it's probably going to be more so the run up to Disney now. Obviously, we've got 4 months roughly. Which for a Disney trip, like 4 months, that's not that long as a countdown. Like our countdown for last October's trip was like it was over 700 days when we booked it.
700.
Yeah,
Was that long up to us? What?
I know. And this trip, obviously, we're 150 days. So yeah, it's gonna fly by. I'm on maternity at the moment as well, and yeah, that's another thing. I have been to Florida twice while being pregnant. So if you've got any questions around that, the first time there I was only 5 weeks, but the second time October just gone,
You
it
was
was
at least halfway through the pregnancy when it was.
yeah. So
Yeah, with you.
yeah. So yeah, any questions around that? Yeah. So basically, please subscribe.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
See you again soon.
See you soon.